Horizon Forbidden West Burning Shores DLC is out, and I finally had the chance to go through it and play through the story campaign. And it's safe to say, for $20, this is a very, very good DLC. Keep in mind that in order to access the DLC, you must complete the game's main campaign, and be forewarned, there is some light spoilers because obviously this is post-campaign, so there is some things that you may see that you may not realize of in the game. That being said, since it is a DLC, there's some nuances that are still present from the main game. Case in point, from a visuals and performance, this is identical to that of the main game, as well as there's some technical issues like pop-in that was prevalent in the main game that is still prevalent in this DLC. That being said, the DLC does take you to a whole new location in LA, and overall, this was a nice DLC that serves as a prologue to Horizon 3, I guess, whatever they decide to call it. Is it mandatory to play this DLC before the third game comes out? I would say no, but it does provide you some insight as to what's to come, as well as introduce you to some new characters and enemies that you may have to contend with in the future game. That being said, the one standout that I will say about this DLC is the final boss fight. The final boss fight is absolutely fantastic, and it is probably the sole reason why this game could not run on PS4. Because aside from that boss fight, I didn't see anything that stood out to me that said this can't run on PS4 until I got to that final boss fight. So you would have to go there just to see it and to believe it for yourself, but it is a fantastic final boss fight. The other addition that we have to this DLC is an AI companion. Yes, you do have an AI companion this time around, and it's a first for this game where you have a companion with you for the brunt of your journey. The journey itself, for me, for the main story, took about, I want to say, 7 to 8 hours to complete, so it's not very long. And in total, to explore the entire map and get all the collectibles, you're looking at somewhere around 15 hours or so. So for $20, I would say that is a very, very good deal, especially considering how gorgeous this game still is a year and a half later. This game is still amazing. It was one of my top games of last year, and this DLC just exacerbates that. So there's a lot of good things here. There is one main issue I had with the DLC, and it's with the companion itself. Not so much the character or how the character was written, but the AI surrounding the character. Essentially, there is a couple instances where you have to solve a puzzle, for example, and you need the AI assistance to complete the puzzle. The problem I had was, and this happened a few times, where my AI companion would just freeze. And therefore, I couldn't complete the puzzle because they weren't moving and I couldn't finish the puzzle. So in order for me to finish the puzzle, I had to reload my save file in order to do that. So that was the one major technical hiccup that I had in my playthrough of the DLC. But aside from that, and the pop-in that was still present as it was in the main game, the expansion was fantastic. It ran great. There's nice Easter eggs within it. Obviously, this is a continuation of the main game, and it's definitely worth playing. You do get some new skills for Aloy and a couple new toys to play with, which I will not spoil here, as well as, of course, the enemy types. As I said earlier in the video, this is not something that you have to play, but I would highly recommend you play, especially if you know you're going to be playing the third game in the series, which I expect you would if you already played the second game. As for the story itself, it does follow Silence and Lance Reddick's character, God rest his soul, and he does continue on, and it does kind of wrap up a loose end with the main game, as well as set up more stuff for that third game. Overall, if you're a fan of this game and you're a fan of the series, there's no reason for you not to purchase this game or this expansion. But if you don't enjoy it, then I don't see why it would. why you would. So to me, any Horizon fan, you should be playing this, even if you're a casual, and if you know you're invested and you know you're going to play the third one, this is essentially a must-play. So overall, minus the technical hiccups aside, I'm giving Horizon Forbidden West Burning Shores DLC a 9 out of 10. This is Veteran Gamer, and I hope to see you guys next time.